watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello, welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us here and on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.tv, and we're now on Roku devices. It is Thursday, April 25th. In our top story, a man accused of killing and burying a toddler pleads guilty in court. Samantha Roberts has this story.
On Thursday, April 18th, Terrell Rhodes, age 31, pled guilty to first-degree murder and assault on a protected person with a deadly weapon. Rhodes admitted to murdering the 2-year-old boy, Amari Nicholson, who was his girlfriend's son back in May 2021. Rhodes had told police that after the child had urinated himself, he hit the child 3 or 4 times with his fist. The toddler appeared to turn blue and stopped breathing. Rhodes originally reported that a woman claiming to be a family member took the child, which started a community-wide search for the boy. Rhodes later admitted to investigators that he buried the boy near the Emerald Suites in Las Vegas. Detectives later found the body of 2-year-old Amari in a shallow grave. Terrell entered his plea on Thursday, which stipulated a sentence of 20 years to life in prison for the murder and an additional 1 to 6 years for a charge of assault on a police officer. Rhodes is scheduled to be sentenced on July 30th and will remain in custody until then. If sentenced to 20 years, Rhodes won't be eligible for parole until 2041, excluding any time added for the assault charge.
And a couple in Henderson is arrested for child abuse or neglect after officers say their child was found in a jail-like enclosure with fences and trash all around. RJ Camacho reports.
On April 24th, a truancy officer was checking on a child who had been absent from school for about a week in Henderson. Upon arrival to the residence, the officer was unable to get an answer from the door, but did hear a child screaming from within the residence. An officer then met with a man by the name of Jeffrey Scanlon, who answered the door. According to the arrest report, Jeffrey stated that the child was absent from school due to being sick. After getting consent, officers went within the residence. According to the arrest report, officers found a, quote, large enclosure in the living room with metal bars and locked doors similar to a jail cell. Inside of the enclosure, officers stated seeing a young boy wearing nothing but a diaper. Additionally, the enclosure had feces on both the floor and wall. The officer then contacted Henderson's Special Victims Unit to begin an investigation. A detective performed a walkthrough of the home and reported seeing a bedroom with no furniture, holes in the wall, trash around the room, feces on the wall and floor, and lastly, an exterior lock with no way to unlock it from within the room. Another room only had a mattress as the sole piece of furniture, alongside trash, feces, and an exterior lock as well. After obtaining a search warrant for further examination, police stated finding even more trash and feces covering floors and walls around the house. According to reports, the father, Jeffrey Scanlon, stated to officers that one of his children had severe autism spectrum disorder. He also stated that the child could be both aggressive and difficult to control. Thus, the family would allegedly then place the child in the enclosure whenever they did get out of control. Detectives additionally interviewed the mother, Misty Scanlon, who also said one of the children was aggressive. According to Misty, one of the parents was always home with the kids. Misty also explained that she and her children would often try to clean the house, but the cleaning ended up being on the back burner due to them being extremely busy. Both Jeffrey and Misty Scanlon have been arrested and charged with child abuse or neglect and are due in court for a status check on May 14th. One of the children were taken to a hospital in order to be medically cleared, while the other 3 were taken by Child Protective Services and placed with family members.
And a debate was held at the Pahrump Senior Center Tuesday night for all the candidates running for Nye County Commissioner District 3. News 25 is speaking with one of those candidates, Tammy Pittman, at this event.
I feel like I could bring a different sense, and I've talked to lots and lots of people since October when I felt compelled to put my hat in the ring, and what I hear is people are getting the information or not getting enough information, or they feel like they're not getting any information from the commissioners. And I think that keeping the line of communication open is huge. That would be something that I would strive for. Second of all, I think I could bring, I have a very big business background. I have a business degree in organizational development. Yeah, occupational, organizational development. And that would be very helpful. I think I could make a big help as a consultant to work with Tim when they have issues at the county, because they have an outside view on HR. I have also got a finance background, and I have an HR background, and I spent 10 years in the Marine Corps. So all of those things together give me a unique perspective, and I've worked a lot with my church here locally. I've got a big investment in our food pantry. I've been working with the Nye County Republican Women, and just keep my fingers on the pulse of everything. And I am excited and feel like I can really bring another viewpoint. Thank you.
We just had our debate this evening. It went very well. I think I did well, and I was not disappointed with my showing. I enjoyed meeting all the other candidates and having had a good response from the crowd. The things I'd like to see is to really open up the communications between the people in the county and the commissioners so that they see what's happening. It's not smoke and mirrors. I want it to be very transparent. I want to maybe propose a commissioner's corner in the newspaper where people can write in questions and then the commissioners can answer them and have them in the newspaper. I'd love to see a website queue where everybody puts in their road requests and you can watch it in real time as it moves up so that they can see things are really happening, so it's not just falling into a black hole. These are just some of the ideas I have to making things more transparent and doing what the county needs. I don't have a business. I don't have another job. This would be my business, and I would dedicate it to the people of Nye County.
And we will have even more interviews with the rest of the candidates for District 3 on our included newscasts tomorrow and next week. News 25 will be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office holds a special event for their employees' children called Take Your Kids to Work Day. So News 25 is speaking with Sheriff Joe McGill for more on this exciting and fun-filled event.
Hi, it is Thursday, April 26th, and today is Take Your Child to Work Day. About a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Captain Means made the decision that we would try to sponsor or host a Take Your Child to Work Day for any of the employees of the Sheriff's Office. In that week and a half, he provided an itinerary of things that he wanted to have done, and he assigned Alexis Williams to take on that task, or better yet, she volunteered for it. Alexis had help from a lot of other individuals in our department. We wound up getting 40 kids showed up this morning for this event. We started out with donated pink box donuts and provided them donuts when they first started this morning. They had a training seminar on internet safety from Lieutenant Eisenloffel. They had a tour of our detention facility. From there, we went over to Petrick Park from the substation, and they got a demonstration of our canine unit. The canines did a narcotics find and a apprehension. Right now, we're at our training facility on Mesquite, and our SWAT operators are giving a demonstration of some of our equipment and told them some of the things that our SWAT people do. This is an all-day thing. It's from 9 a.m. to 3, and when we leave here, we're going to go for lunch back to our office, and they're going to have sandwiches, which were donated from Walmart. After that, they're going to have a couple more little demonstrations. We're going to do a tasing. There's going to be a deputy shot with a taser so the kids can see that.
Taser. Like a chair. Hey. Like a chair.
And from there, they'll be going home soon. So this was an excellent turnout. Like I said, we got 40 kids here. All of them are kids of employees. And so we're real happy with the way it turned out, and the kids seem to be loving it.
Well, the NBA Finals are driving down court. Here's Mikey with your look at sports and other entertainment news.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at www.kpvm.tv and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights beat the top seed Dallas Stars last night 3-1 in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Tickets are on sale for the highly anticipated matchup between two college football powerhouses in Las Vegas. The Vegas Kickoff Classic, featuring USC and LSU, will be played at Allegiant Stadium in Week 1 of the college football season. A member of the UNLV women's golf team is staying local as she advances to the NCAA Regionals. Toa Yokoyama received a selection to compete as a top-seeded individual at the Las Vegas Regional. Las Vegas Aviators beat up on the Sacramento River Cats last night, 10-4, rematch this evening at 6:45. And Pahrump Valley Trojan softball are at Valley High School today. That game is in progress. That's your look at sports on News 25.
And in part 2 of our historical segment highlighting the Neon Museum, our Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers is joining us from that hot spot, which is popular with both locals and out-of-towners.
As News 25 Las Vegas continues to cover historical venues across the city, this evening we're joined by Neon Museum Communications and Marketing Director Mike Deeney, who dives into detail about his favorite shimmering sign and all the craftsmanship that goes behind the sparkling lights. Mike, what's your favorite sign at the Neon Boneyard?
I think my favorite sign is going to be the yucca sign, it's a representative of a yucca plant which is native to the Mojave Desert, and I'm a big fan of the desert. So I love the intricacy of the sign and the dedication and the artistry that went into making that sign.
Let's go check out this yucca.
Okay. This is my favorite sign from the Yucca Motel. It really represents a lot of things here. One is the Mojave Desert and the beautifulness of the yucca flower itself. But you can see all the intricate bends within the flower itself, and that really takes a craftsperson to really be able to bend those without creasing the glass. So it also has an arrow, which was probably representative of the 60s, where they were pointing to the motel, right? So this motel this way. But I really love this sign just because of the way it was designed and how it looks.
Established back in 1996, the Neon Museum serves as a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to collecting, preserving, studying, and showcasing exclusive Las Vegas light-up signs.
The Neon Museum is one of the best nonprofits in the city, probably around the country. We do a lot of preservation work, conservation work, and we're always looking for people to be involved and actively involved with what we do. So really it's telling the story of Las Vegas, whether that's through the signs or whether that's through personal stories. So anybody can go to the website neonmuseum.org and make a contribution to our sign preservation and restoration efforts.
The animated collection chronicles changes and trends in sign design and technology through originals dating back from the 1930s until present-day times.
We have 3 tours, 2 at night and 1 in the daytime, so you can experience the museum with a guided tour, or you can do it on your own. We do have weddings that happen. We do about 200 weddings a year in our North Gallery, and we have events that happen all the time. You can do photo walks, you can do photo and portrait hours, so there's lots of opportunities for everybody to take advantage of the museum.
Reporting from the Neon Museum, I'm Maria Centers with News 25 Las Vegas.
The Neon Museum's hours change seasonally, so you should go to neonmuseum.org to check out more and learn when you can visit. Stick around. News 25 will be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, Mikey Ruhan is back behind the wheel with your weekend road trip tip from Death Valley.
Looking to get away this weekend? Just about an hour and a half away in Death Valley National Park, the Borax Museum. There's gold in Death Valley, white gold. It took prospectors Aaron and Rosie Winters to discover it in the late 1800s. A San Francisco businessman to develop it, a television and radio show to market it, and today's environmental movement to give it its due. We're talking about sodium borate, or borax. A common laundry product used for more than 100 years. Borax is found primarily in 2 places on the planet, Turkey and the California desert. Visitors see evidence of this throughout Death Valley National Park, where there is a whole museum dedicated to the mineral located at the Oasis at Death Valley in the park. The museum is crammed with artifacts from the borax mining era, and there are antique wagons, carriages, and a steam locomotive out back. The museum traces the history of borax mining in the park, including the Harmony Borax Works. The museum also chronicles the history of Death Valley. Because of the mining area was so remote, teams of 20 mules were used to haul the heavy carts wagons to a processing location. Visitors of a certain age will recall the radio and later TV programs Death Valley Days, featuring stories of the Desert West and sponsored by 20 Mule Team Borax. One of the pitchmen for this series, none other than actor Ronald Reagan, pre-presidency of course.
Well, it's almost May, which means that those temperatures are starting to creep up and the air conditioners are starting to get cranked up. So Valley Electric Association is sharing how increases in temperature and hot weather can also increase the demand for electricity and how that affects you.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, so essential that we rarely think about how it's produced and delivered to our homes. But behind the scenes, there's a network of people working to anticipate how much electricity you will need before you even use it. So how do you typically receive the exact amount of electricity you need? We're all connected to the electric grid. Electricity is delivered to our homes and businesses through a complex network of electric generation sources and thousands of miles of electrical lines that work together to power our lives. Electricity is first generated at a power plant using either traditional sources like coal, natural gas, and nuclear energy, or renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. In most parts of the country, the amount of electricity that's generated and how much is sent where it's needed are coordinated and monitored by regional transmission organizations and independent system operators. In other areas, individual electric utilities perform these tasks. RTOs, ISOs, and electric utilities are like energy traffic managers that forecast when you, your neighbors, and our community will need more power and take steps to ensure there's enough to meet your needs. This whole process is managed through an electricity market, including long-term contracts where electricity is bought and sold like other common goods and services. Electricity demand varies throughout the day. For example, utilities know that we need more electricity in the mornings when we're starting our day and in the evenings when we're cooking dinner, running appliances, and watching TV. The supply and demand of electricity constantly changes, so the challenge is to plan for and purchase enough electricity to be available when we need it. It's a complex job. That's why we have energy traffic managers in place to direct the electricity we need and keep the electric grid balanced.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look through our Lerner and Rowe WeatherCam at the Colorado River in Laughlin, Nevada. Look how beautiful that is. The water's rippling, winds are picking up. A closer look at temps after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down the Ace Country Radio Network, and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Fernley 77 degrees, Fallon 69, Carson City and Tonopah tied at 64, Goldfield 67, Beatty did it in reverse 76, 81 degrees out in Amargosa, Las Vegas 78, 91 in Death Valley. But here in the Paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 75 degrees. We hit 77 just a little earlier. Winds out of the south-southwest at 10 miles per hour. Humidity 23%. Sun rose this morning at 5:57. It'll set this evening at 7:26. We're going to go to a low of 51 degrees under few clouds in the sky. Wind southeast 10 miles per hour. Humidity 44%. That smells like clouds tomorrow. And it is clouds. We might even get some rain. There's a 56% chance of rain tomorrow. We go down to 67. Saturday we rebound a little bit, 76. Sunday 80 degrees. Then it's 80 for the rest of the week, plenty of sunshine, so I suggest you call in sick all week. Back to the desk, here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Mikey. And everyone, please be careful out there and drive safely in the rain and cold. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.